Hello sir, this is Samir Rahman and it's the problem of generating a transpose function. And if you look at this problem carefully, it's quite similar to the problem of generating a random matrix here. So let's just go through the whole code we have in top-down design, and then we'll talk about the similarities and the function that is complete here we need to complete. So if you look at this code carefully, we can see there is a constant integer max limit which is initially declared is 30. We can change this, and then we have 5 total functions here, which are set random seed, which basically sets a random seed, and then we have random number generator generates a random number, and we have random matrix which which takes the random number generator numbers and generates a random matrix using those numbers. We have access to the rows and columns here, which is given by the user at the very last function here, get row columns from user, which is just used to take the column and rows from the user by reference. And after that we'll be using a print matrix, but before that there is another function called transpose the matrix, which basically takes the random matrix and just transposes it. And by transpose, what we mean is that the rows of a matrix will be the column of that matrix, and the column of that matrix will be the row of the matrix. And for that, what we need to do is that we need to give access to the initial row and column here. Initial integer row, and the column is also an integer. We give it as an integer. Then we have integer matrix, and it pass the values as an array of row and column. Then we will use transpose matrix here, and we'll pass the value of column and row here too. We have passed the value of row and column here too, and inside this what we will do is that we are basically using an outer for loop and inner for loop to go through each row and each column. For the rows, we will say row is equal to 0, initially 0. Then we say r less than row, r plus plus, we'll increment it by space, and then we'll say an inner for loop for the columns for int c is equal to 0 and c less than or equal to column and c plus plus. After that, we need to just give access to the transpose matrix function here. Transpose matrix functions, and the rows and columns gets access to, and let's just say this is equal to the matrix function what we have given before, and it gets access to these columns too. So let's just build this and try to run it, and let's see if it works. So we can see that it's asking for the row and column from the user. Let's say the row is 3 and the column is also 3. We use space for using as a separator, and we say enter, and we can see that it has generated a random number with a random matrix, which is this basically, and after that it has transposed it. So we can see the first row has become first column, the second row has become second column, and the third row has become third column, and vice versa. So the program is working perfectly now. So let's put some comments here. Let's say using outer for loop rows, and we'll say using inner for loop to go through columns, and that will be it. Thank you sir.